Hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. I think it will be Wednesday when you see this. So I wanted to make this video because you have your first exam. Okay, so your first exam is gonna open Wednesday at midnight and close at 11:59 p.m. So you have like a 24-hour window to take your exam. Okay. So I'm in student view here. So let me show you how to find the exam and what the process is. Okay. I'll also link to this to an announcement, so I also have instruction sort of typed up. Right. So your first exam has its own module. So if you kind of scroll past Unit 1, scroll past Unit 2, and past Unit 3, so these are all the stuff that we've done so far, then you have Exam 1 right here. So this is closed right now, but it will unlock October 20th at 12:01. Okay, so this is basically at midnight from Tuesday night to Wednesday night. Okay, and it will be available all day on Wednesday, but then it closes at 11:59. Okay, so make sure that you take your exam on Wednesday. Okay, so there are really very few exceptions for having an alternate date. Like if you tell me in advance, then I have to, take it to my dean and you have to get approval. If you miss the exam, somehow something happens, I need to get approval, pass it on and get approval from my dean. To get that, and it's not very often that it gets approved. You have to send me like a notification, like a note from that an emergency happened, and then all I can do is pass it on to my dean, and they can make a decision at your campus. Okay, so make sure that you take your first exam Wednesday sometime. Okay, so you need to complete all these items. So before you take the exam, open up the topics of note. Must read it before the exam. Okay, so this here tells you about the process. Okay, so you don't want to leave the exam window because that's trackable. So basically, we want you to do the questions on the exam. You can sort of use a formula sheet. Well, I'll show you where to find the formula sheet. You can use like pencil and paper to kind of do your work. You can use a calculator, but you can't leave your exam window because Canvas tracks this. It shows that you basically were in your Canvas page and then you stopped and then you resumed, then you stopped. So that kind of shows us that you were going to other websites. So you're not allowed to do that. The only thing that you're allowed to use for the quiz is your formula sheet that you want to basically print out ahead of time, and a calculator which you can have next to you, and scratch paper and so on. Okay, but you cannot go to other websites outside of your quiz while you're taking the quiz. Okay, so this basically is all part of Galen's academic integrity policy. This applies to all quizzes and exams. Group testing, open book or note testing are not permitted. Okay. After all students complete the exam, basically I will review the exam results. I'll go over your questions. If I see any issues, you'll be notified. You will not gonna see your results until Friday afternoon or something, because I need a few days to kind of review all your problems, make sure that everything is fine. And feel free to contact me via email to give you feedback on the topics that you struggled on. So you won't see the particular problems that you missed. You're not allowed to see the exam questions like after you finish the exam. They will close up. But I'm happy to kind of give you feedback on like particular topics. Like I might say, oh, you have trouble with unit conversions. You might want to review that. Or you had trouble with rounding or so on. Okay. online exam must be completed within the time frame. So you have the Wednesday to October 20th to complete this. There are no retakes. Okay. Make sure that you have a reliable internet connection and a comfortable working environment before beginning the exam, because you won't be able to stop and resume later. You have to complete it all in one go. If you lose internet connection, your time continues to run and you won't get those back. And make sure that you're not distracted. Okay? So this is the first thing. You want to kind of read through this before the exam. Make sure you're familiar with the procedure. All right. Then the second thing, just kind of clicking next, the exam cover sheet. All right. So the exam cover sheet tells you information about the exam, what to expect, so you can access these, before the exam. There you have 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. There are 50 questions, and they're all multiple choice questions. Okay, so it's about 2 minutes per question. So it seems like a lot, but the questions, if you're familiar with the topics, if you kind of did the quizzes and the homeworks in the past, you should be able to go through them fairly quickly. Okay. So choose the best response to each item. If you leave an item blank, it's counted as incorrect. So make sure to mark something. All right. Double check your answers prior to submitting and moving on to the next item. And let me know if you have any concern about the grade, and I can give you feedback on the exam, like a few days after the exam is submitted. All right. Please remember to follow the academic honesty procedures. Academic dishonesty includes copying from and collaborating with the student, selling, buying, illegally obtaining part of an exam, discussing the test with another student who has not taken the exam, taking or allowing another person to take the exam or complete an assignment that's not you, using unauthorized materials during an exam, like the web, textbook, notes, leaving the exam browser window. This is tracked and monitored. So make sure that once you start the quiz, you will kind of be in the same window to complete your quiz. Okay? All right. So read through all these, and then next comes the exam. Okay? So you can see here, I'm not going to open it, but it's 50 points, there's 50 questions, you have 90 minutes to answer them. Okay? And that's the availability. So the directions here, again, are very important. You need to use either Chrome or Firefox from a computer. So Explorer will mess up. If you use Explorer, you might not see the graphs in the questions or the kind of equations sometimes. So make sure you use Chrome or Firefox, and it needs to be from a computer, not like an iPad or a phone. You've taken like a few quizzes, a couple of quizzes, maybe 3 quizzes already before you take this test, so you should be familiar to that testing procedure. Do the browser test right before taking the exam to make sure that graphics and equations, your computer can handle those well. And download this. So you can download the formula sheet. I recommend that you print it out, so you're not kind of flicking between windows. So the formula sheet right here has conversion factors that you can use. It has formulas for area, perimeter, and volume. So all these formulas you can use. And thus, so this, the formula sheet, and a calculator and scratch paper is what you're allowed while you're taking the exam. All right. I hope this clarifies the process. Let me know if there's any questions, and make sure if you're kind of running into trouble while you're taking the exam, I'll put my phone number in the announcement, and I recommend you text me. That's probably the best way that I get it, because I might be in the middle of teaching a class. So if you call, I won't answer. But if you text me, then I'll look at it and kind of see if I can help while you're like in the middle of the problem. Okay? All right. That's it for now. Good luck with the exam, and I look forward to seeing how you guys did. I hope you all do very well. All right. See you later.